Welcome to Culture and Chaos this week. This is a pop culture radio show on Smoke Radio, and this week we have such fun things to talk about and controversial. You know what? I'm loving bringing up controversial topics on this show. It's been getting really fun. Like, we have Dolly Parton, we have Grimes, we have Drake, we have a lot of people on the list to talk about today, and all I can say is I'm scared. Like, you people are actually crazy. Sometimes when I'm going through the Entertainment Weekly trying to see what pop culture things happen, I'm like, are all celebrities literally on crack? Like, what are you people doing? So yes, that comes in my benefit because I love talking about this stuff. So we're gonna start off with a calming, chill, fun song. This is Baby Doll by Dominic Fike, and when I am back, we are going to get started on Snow White. Yeah, we're starting off strong. That was Baby Doll by Dominic Fike. And you guys, I have a very unfortunate update to let y'all know. As you know, and if you listened last week, we've been talking about Snow White, Rachel Zegler, Gal Gadot, who, by the way, if you don't know, I am not a fan. But we have been talking about the entire Snow White debacle, how I personally think the controversy is dumb because Rachel Zegler is an icon and we should be supporting her. But that's besides the point because it was opening weekend and it flopped, unfortunately. Now, I genuinely do feel bad for Rachel Zegler. Like, I truly do feel bad because I don't think she did anything wrong. I will say this over and over again. I don't understand people bringing hate to Rachel Zegler for playing Snow White. Like, she's not the casting director. She got the role because of her talent. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna be mad at someone, why are you sending her hate? Send, like, Disney's casting director hate. Leave my girl alone. But anyways, I feel really bad because all of this hate that has sparked against Rachel Zegler being Snow White is now causing the movie to flop. I read a few articles, and yeah, the correlation is there. Nobody wants to go see the movie, and like, I just feel bad. I mean, imagine that being your movie, and I would feel so guilty. Like, I get this humongous opportunity and now the movie's not doing well just because I'm casted as Snow White. Like, I would throw up. I do have a few people in the live chat saying they watched the movie and it was really good. That gives me hope. That actually does give me hope. Just for some stats here, the budget for the movie was $250 million and box office only made $43 million. And apparently that's really bad. Okay, now I'm not no mathematician, but I can tell you that's really bad. I hope Rachel Zegler is not taking this personal. If I was her, I would blame all on Gal Gadot because she's my least favorite person in Hollywood. Anyways, next up we're gonna play Supercut by Lorde. And yes, this weekend I am going to go try and see Snow White in the theaters because I think y'all are just being haters. I think there's a chance it's actually good. This is Lorde. Seen it twice, TBH, I love her. It's not the same as the OG, which is okay. Okay, we're hearing some opinions. I never hate on celebrities. I was saying this yesterday, like, I never hate on any celebrities, even if they're in controversy. Like, y'all, I was even giving Hailey Bieber my time of day, you know what I mean? But Gal Gadot is one celebrity, like, I can't get behind just because her acting is objectively bad too. Like, it's like if you put me in front of a camera, in my opinion. You know what I mean? We def seeing Minecraft movie. There's a Minecraft movie? And somebody didn't let me know. I love Minecraft. This is literally my favorite fucking song. 4, 3, 2, 1. That was Supercut by Lorde. Literally my favorite song. And next up, I wanted to talk about Grimes. Now, do I even have time to go through Grimes's entire switch up? Basically, Grimes was like this alternative artist. She would literally make music like sitting on the ground, and it was nothing anybody has heard of before. We are going to listen to her after, just for context for y'all. But Grimes was like this like alternative queen baddie. Like, everyone was like, oh, she's so me, like she's so real. And she was like giving like fairy tale robotic princess core, okay? There was no other person out there like her just because she was so weird. She was just so weird, period. And people loved it and people connected with her because of that. And then all of a sudden, she comes out with a baby with Elon Musk. And that's when everybody started saying like Grimes is gone. Like, the Grimes we all knew and loved was gone because this woman that was like everybody's like they saw her as a sister. They saw her as like the weird kid at school that they get along with. Like that was Grimes's kind of like vibe and dynamic with people, which was so beautiful. And then she started dating Elon Musk, and then they had a baby, and then she changed so much. And everyone is always like, how is it that somebody like Grimes, who was like alternative icon queen, dating someone like Elon Musk, who basically goes against everything this woman stands for, like genuinely goes against everything this woman has stood for her entire career and talked about and blah blah blah. Anyway, so Grimes comes out, says that she has just been diagnosed with autism and ADHD. All I have to say to this is Elon Musk is literally like anti all of this stuff, stands with people that are like stripping away things that would help people with mental issues like ADHD, autism, ADD, OCD. Like Elon Musk has always and will always stand with people that are stripping away resources that people like this can use. People like yourself, like people that have ADHD, autism. Why were you ever with him? And Grimes says, like, she was like, my life would have been so much easier if I was diagnosed sooner. Valid. But also, like, you're married to a man that's like against all this stuff. Like, I don't get it. You know what I mean? And like Elon Musk, he definitely has autism, I think. Is that true? I think so. But like, he also stands with people that don't care about people with autism. Anyway, so Grimes to me is a whole topic. Like, I feel like I could go on this for 30 minutes because she's just, I'll never understand her decisions. But because we always miss the old Grimes that was against all of these horrible men in office, we're gonna play a little throwback. This is Genesis. 4, 3, 2, 1 was Genesis by Grimes, our old icon, our old queen. And next up, I wanted to talk about an easy one because we've done quite heavy topics to start off our show today. Dolly Parton. So I know that the Dolly Parton Sabrina Carpenter collab, all of us were just, it was kind of silent, okay? It was not at least my favorite, and I don't think it was a, you know, fan favorite. Let's not be mean to Dolly Parton because she is like an icon, a cultural icon. But I read an article that apparently Dolly Parton actually asked Sabrina Carpenter beforehand to not make fun of Jesus or curse in the collab that they were doing, which I'm not surprised. Like, I think people were surprised that Dolly Parton said this because it comes across as like, I guess a gay icon to a lot of people, but I'm not surprised that she said all this, like, don't curse, don't, you know, blah blah blah, because she is a southern gal. And like, do you know who used to say stuff like that to me, like when I was growing up in the South? Like other moms, like moms of parents would be like, please don't curse, like please pray to God when you're together. Like, Dolly Parton is a southern woman, and I feel like people forget that. Like, she's not Hollywood, she is like southern through and through. Like, I know that woman, like her friends and her house, it's giving altered state, little boutiques that the southern women own and they work there. Dolly Parton is that. She's the embodiment. She is not Hollywood. So I wonder, and apparently Sabrina Carpenter's response to this was super like nice, and she was like, of course not, like I respect you being here, which icon. Also, do we know anything about Dolly Parton's political affiliation? If anyone knows the answer to this, please let me know, because I am quite curious. And I hear when people are like, oh, it doesn't matter what political affiliation artists have. It matters to me. You know what? It matters to me. I want to know. So anyways, next up we're gonna play That's So True by Gracie Abrams, and when we get back we have so much more to gossip about.
They're like, oh my god, taking off the shirt, I did that once or twice.
3, 2, 1. That was That's So True by Gracie Abrams, and I really don't understand the Gracie Abrams slander. Let me just clear the air on that. Literally every day on my For You page, it's somebody new being like, I hate Gracie Abrams, she's so boring, she's so blah blah blah. Here's the thing, like, I'm not saying she has an insane crazy Britney look to her or something like Sabrina and Tate McRae and Olivia, and you know what I mean. I'm just saying I like her songs. I'm just saying I love it. And that's, maybe it's because I grew up in the South and people keep saying that Gracie Abrams is giving like worship music. And girl, that's what I had to listen to all the time growing up. So maybe it's because of that. Maybe it's like reminiscent, you know what I mean? But I don't really care. I like her music, and I don't think that's really a discussion because music is subjective. So I don't know why people are so obsessed with hating her. I wanted to touch on the Drake lawsuit because obviously that's like piping hot tea. But I'm thinking, should we maybe listen to this Charming Man by the Smiths, and then should we get into the Drake tea? Yeah, I'm thinking that, because This Charming Man is not a long song. Okay, let's have fun with this, and I'll get back to you. That was This Charming Man by the Smiths. And next up, yes, we are getting into the big T. Okay, so I don't know if y'all have heard, but Drake is filing a lawsuit against UMG. Now, UMG is Universal Music Group. They are basically like the biggest music record label in the entire world. They have every artist you can probably think of under them, and basically Drake and Kendrick Lamar are both signed under UMG, and now Drake is suing UMG on the basis of defamation and like sabotage. I don't know what the fancy word for sabotage is. Sue me. Girl, no. Drake, please don't sue me, but you know what I mean. He's suing them because he says that Kendrick's diss track was active defamation on UMG's part, because they obviously launched it with Kendrick, which is a very slippery slope, no? Because like anything Drake produced and released under UMG that was also against Kendrick, you know what I mean? So I don't really understand, but like it's giving sore loser in my opinion. It is kind of giving I need something to revive me. And I think another huge part of this lawsuit that we're not realizing is that Drake is the most expensive contract that UMG have ever paid for, because basically UMG pays for the artist to be with them, to be signed with them, and Drake was the biggest check they've ever had. And because of Kendrick's diss track that he released under the same label, Drake is worth less money, and his contract is about to be over. So I hope y'all are following along. Drake, basically, if he were to re-sign with UMG, he is not going to get nearly as much of the millions and millions and hundreds of millions he got when signing with UMG because of this diss track from Kendrick. Yeah, to us, it was maybe just a random diss track on the internet, but in like the law world, they are cooking it up. It is a humongous lawsuit. Honestly, I have no idea which way it would sway. Like, I really don't, because technically it was defamation, but also can you really blame the record label because Drake also did it? Anyways, I guess I will keep you updated every week on where this is going. Next up, we are going to play Call Me When You Break Up by Gracie Abrams and Selena Gomez. That was Call Me When You Break Up by Selena Gomez and Gracie Abrams. Now, you guys, I have a lot to say about Severance season 2, and so before we get into a long song, I'm gonna talk for a while, and then you guys can have a literal 5-minute break, because that is how long the adults are talking about the Strokes is, as per request. If you have not watched all of Severance season 2, first of all, what are you doing? What are you doing? Severance is the most insane show I have ever watched in my entire life. Now, for people that don't know about this show, I will give you a little recap. Basically, they have an innie and an outie. An innie is their brain at work, an outie is their brain outside of work, and both brains don't know each other. Their brains are split up with a microchip, and that is the basis of the entire show. The company that obviously put the microchip in is very sus, very shady. Now, I have a lot to say about the Severance season 2 finale, and if you haven't watched it, you can either listen to this or you can come off, but actually I don't think I will spoil anything, because I'm going to just talk about season 3 upcoming things that I think that they're gonna do in season 3. I don't even know the correct terminology for that, but the first thing I wanted to say is that the stylist for Severance is phenomenal, and if anyone has watched Gemma on Severance, like that character, her character style is so gorgeous, so phenomenal, that I was gagged every single time. Basically, she's like in this room, she's held hostage, and she's in this room, and this outfit is like brought down to her every morning, and every single time it's a banger. It's beautiful, like high quality cotton coats and scarves, and I'm obsessed. Okay, Gemma Styles is amazing. Second thing I need to say about Severance is that I believe that Natalie is also in a hostage situation similar to Gemma. If you can't recall who Natalie is. Natalie is the only person in the show that has talked to the board directly. She is the liaison. There was a very specific scene where the only two black workers in the show were given black version paintings of the cult leaders, which is so crazy to say, but yes, that actually happened in the show. And in that scene, it genuinely made me think that Natalie is also being held captive. She is being held captive, and her and Gemma have the exact same outfits, which is another reason I think Natalie is held captive, and that's why she couldn't talk when that horrible, not horrible, but like crazy weird situation happened. The last thing I will say about Severance is that I don't think it was Helly at the end. I think it was Helena, which a lot of people disagree with me, but I'm telling you right now, that is Helena. Okay, Helly would not let Mark do Gemma dirty like that. She would not, okay? She might want him, but she would want him to escape at the end of the day, okay? Next up, we are going to play The Adults Are Talking. I just had to go on a rant about Severance season 2 and 3 because I went down the biggest rabbit hole this weekend. I watched every single interview on the internet. I am honestly obsessed. So please DM me about it if you have your own thoughts. Quick fit check, but this is my outfit. Oh my god. I hate when those lights turn on. That was The Adults Are Talking by The Strokes. And next up, we are playing Pleaser by Wallows, and after that we will be talking about the iHeartRadio Music Awards, because yes, I think there was Easter eggs and I think we are gonna get somewhere. Pleaser by the Wallows. Wow, I have not heard that song in ages. I literally knew every word. It was one of those songs where you haven't listened to it in years and then you somehow know all the words and you're like, hello, where did that come from? A very tiny corner in my brain. Next up, yes, we had the iHeartRadio Music Awards, which, you know what? I kind of get surprised that celebrities still go to the iHeart Music Radio Awards because people don't talk about it that much in general, which iHeartRadio is like one of my dream jobs to have. So if you're listening right now, please give me a full-time show, but that's besides the point. I'm kind of shocked that so many celebrities went, but it wasn't that big of a buzz. I think that they need to like do something crazier at the show. Like something needs to change. You know what? They need a presenter like me at the end of the day. That's what needs to change. But I do want to talk about the Easter egg that Taylor Swift has left us. Even if you're not a Swiftie, I promise this will only last like a minute, less than. But yes, Taylor Swift won Tour of the Year, and you know what? I stand with that. I think she has earned that completely, and she literally, like, the preparation that went to this tour and doing a 3-hour show and you are dancing and singing the entire time. Like, this woman, I went and saw the Eras Tour several times. This woman did not rest once on that stage. Like, I don't know, you have to have some type of crazy stamina and strength to do that. So I think that award was so well deserved, and I never even saw anyone fighting back against it. So she won, and she accepted the award digitally, so she didn't show up. And all I gotta say is, yes, Miss Taylor Swift was wearing a snake necklace with a black shirt. Now, if you don't know, that is Reputation. That is the theme of the one of the only albums that Taylor Swift has not re-released. And in my opinion, my favorite Taylor Swift album. It has always been my favorite Taylor Swift album. Now that I've gotten a little older, I do think that I sometimes like Folklore, Evermore, and Lover, or 1989. I don't know. As I get older, my taste changes. But Reputation was like the first time I ever saw Taylor Swift live, and I was like, what, like 14? I do think Reputation is on the way, or we're just clowning again. And next up, we are playing The Giver by Chapel Roan, and we'll come back and talk about Gaga at the awards.
You ain't gotta tell me, it's just in my nature, so take it like a taker. So maybe I'm a giver.
That was The Giver by Chapel Roan. Obsessed and cannot wait to hear all of her new releases. And next up, we will be playing The Hardest Part by Olivia Dean. And I mean, I've never heard this song, but so many people requested it. And before we get into that, I did want to talk about Lady Gaga quickly, because she did show up at the iHeartRadio Music Awards, and she said that she's just getting started. And just to sum up her speech on the stage, and you're probably like, girl, why do we care? I found it to be so low-key inspirational, not to be cringy. Like, it was just so beautiful. She was like, I don't care my age. I don't care the fact that I've already basically had this huge career. She's like, I am just getting started. Like, I am like breaking the mold. I am cooking it up right now. And she basically said, like, my age, nothing is gonna stop me. I am here to make music to change the world. And Lady Gaga made this amazing speech on the iHeartRadio Music Awards, and I was like, you know what, period. Like, I did see it, queen. Don't think you're forgotten. I saw it. Anyways, we're gonna play Olivia Dean. Hope you enjoy. Oh, I like this. That was The Hardest Part by Olivia Dean. And y'all know at the end of the show, I like to talk about just a personal little tidbit, and y'all seem to love it when I do this. So y'all, I started watching Grey's Anatomy again, and here is the thing. I have been watching Grey's Anatomy for probably a decade, and I have not ever finished the entire show. Like, I have just been watching it, period. And that is because I don't know what drugs are in this show, but I get genuinely addicted to Grey's Anatomy. Like, it is one of those shows that I cannot put down once I start it. Like, I was literally watching it in the shower last night. Like, that's how obsessed I am with Grey's Anatomy. I don't know what it is about the show. I think it's the fact that my entire life I wanted to be a doctor. Like, I genuinely did. I also always wanted to be some type of creator, like in the creative field, whether it was marketing or hosting or YouTube. Like, I've always wanted to do this as well, but my other main job I wanted to do was become a doctor, like become a dentist. So because of that, I think that's why I'm so obsessed with Grey's Anatomy. It feels like I'm literally living vicariously through them. And I started watching it again, and all I gotta say is it never gets old. It never gets old. And can we talk about Dr. Avery? He is so fine. Okay, he is so fine, and that never gets old. Okay, next up, we are gonna play Sports Car by Tate McRae. And y'all can imagine me as your future doctor. I don't think anybody could imagine that, TBH. Like, I'm so unserious. Oh my god, it like sounds crazy in my headphones. I'm like, you know what? I always say I'm not a Tate McRae fan, but I think this might have switched me. Oh my god. You guys, I'm so sorry. My camera died. It's always dying. I need a new battery. That was Supernatural by Ariana Grande. I am definitely adding that to my playlist after this because I caught on to the words and I was pretty obsessed. Anyways, for the very last song, we are playing Speed Drive by Charlie XCX. I wanted to say thank you so much for listening to today's episode of Culture and Chaos. We have had so much fun. I have had so much fun. The audience seems like they've had a blast, and I always want you guys to know that if you want to request music, if you want to know when I'm live, if you want to listen to a show again, if you miss a show and you just want to hear about the pop culture updates, everything is on my Instagram and YouTube. I post the radio episodes podcast style, but I do include song names on my YouTube every week. And then on my Instagram, you can join my broadcast channel, you can recommend music, you can DM me music, you can find out all my outfit links. Girl, it's all there. It is all there for you. I just remember, I am always there for you. We are best friends. Anyways, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. I hope you had a fabulous time. This is Charlie. God, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Thank you guys so much for watching today. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you love the pop culture updates. Bye!